When you're broke and desperate, you'll ignore a lot of red flags. Like, I just moved out of my dorm and needed a cheap place near campus. Fast. My roommate bailed mid-semester and took all the rent money with her. So when I saw a Craigslist ad for a private room, utilities included, no security deposit, I jumped on it. Didn't care that the photos were low quality or that the post said, *** must follow house rules. I show up the next day. This lady, probably mid-50s, real polite but stiff, meets me at the door. Said her name was Mrs. Langley. Wore a crucifix and had that old-school Southern hospitality. Like sweetie this and darlin' that. The house itself? Old. Like real old. Smelled like dust and lemon cleaner. Hardwood creaked with every step, and the walls had those floral wallpapers that feel straight outta a horror movie. But my room? Decent. Queen bed, a tiny desk, and a little window that faced the alley. It was fine, until she gave me the rules. She said it like she'd rehearsed it a million times. Rule number 1, no overnight guests. Rule number 2, no loud music past 9 p.m. Rule #3, she paused here, got real serious. Never speak to the old man upstairs. I laughed, thinking it was a joke. She didn't smile. I mean it. Don't talk to him. Don't answer if he calls for you. Don't even look at him. I nodded real slow, thinking, okay, maybe she's got some senile grandpa up there who yells at the walls. Whatever. I just needed cheap rent and privacy, not an explanation. That first week went smooth. Went to class, came home, stayed in my lane. I heard creaks above me sometimes. Slow, dragging footsteps, but I figured it was just old house noises. Then one night, around 2:30 a.m., I woke up to this sound. Knocking. Soft. Rhythmic. Like someone was gently tapping wood with their knuckles. I sat up, heart thumping. Then I heard it. A voice. Raspy. Weak. Help please. I fell. It was coming from upstairs. My stomach dropped. I froze, waiting to hear Mrs. Langley get up. Nothing. Just silence. Then again. I can't move, please. It sounded like he was dragging himself across the floor. I got out of bed, tiptoed into the hallway, looked up at the ceiling like I could see through it. Everything in me said, go upstairs. But then I remembered rule number 3, so I didn't. Next morning, I asked Mrs. Langley, trying to be chill about it. Like, hey, I think I heard someone upstairs last night. Is everything cool? She didn't even blink. You must have been dreaming, sweetie. Deadpan. But that night, it happened again. Only this time, he said my name. My actual name. Jenna. Please help me. I hadn't told anyone in that house my name. Not even Mrs. Langley. So yeah, at that point, I freaked. I texted my best friend Kara, told her everything, even sent a voice memo of the sounds I was hearing. Her reply? Girl, move out. I really was. But you ever get that feeling like, if you leave without knowing, it'll haunt you worse? So the next night I waited. 2:30 a.m. Like clockwork. Knocking. Moaning. Please. Jenna, my legs. I'm bleeding. And I snapped. I couldn't do it anymore. I grabbed my phone, tiptoed up the creaky staircase, heart about to explode. The second floor was cold. Like refrigerator cold. The hallway had this long red carpet, and at the very end was a door. His door. I reached for the knob, hand shaking, and opened it. What I saw inside didn't make sense. His room looked untouched, like no one had lived there in years. Dust covered everything. The bed was perfectly made, the curtains drawn tight. But here's what messed me up. There was no smell, no old man scent, no cologne, no meds, nothing. Just cold, stale air. I took a cautious step inside, phone flashlight guiding me. The walls were lined with faded photos, black and white, like from the 1940s. I leaned closer to one. My heart stopped. It was a picture of a girl sitting on a porch. She looked like me. Same chin, same crooked smile. Dated 1947. I swallowed hard and turned toward the bed, when suddenly, thump, a loud noise from the closet. I froze. Every hair on my body stood up. My brain was screaming leave, but I moved toward the closet like some possessed idiot. I grabbed the knob, counted to 3, yanked it open, empty, except for a dusty old reel-to-reel tape recorder on the floor. No power, no batteries, but it started playing. Static at first, then a voice. "Please, help me. Jenna." My breath hitched. I dropped the recorder and stumbled back. That voice I heard for the last few nights? It wasn't real. It was a asterisk recording. Someone or something was playing it on loop. I turned to bolt when the door slammed shut. Pitch black. My flashlight flickered, then died. Something cold brushed my arm. I screamed, and then I heard her. Not the old man, not Mrs. Langley. A girl's voice, right behind me. I broke the rule too. I spun around, but no one was there. Suddenly, the room changed. The dust was gone. The photos on the wall now colorized, clean. The bed was messy, clothes on the floor, like someone was living here right now. But no one was. I ran for the door, yanked it open, and sprinted downstairs, nearly crashing into Mrs. Langley at the bottom. She didn't look surprised, not even angry, just tired. "You opened the door, didn't you?" she asked softly. I nodded, still shaking. She sighed, like she knew this day was coming. "I warned you. That room's not his anymore. It belongs to them now." "Them?" I asked. She didn't answer, just turned and walked toward the kitchen. I grabbed my stuff that night and left. Didn't even bother asking for the rest of the rent back. But here's the twist. A week later, I checked the local archives online, just pure curiosity, I guess. Found an article from 1949, an obituary. It was a girl named Jenna Langley, died in that very house, age 21. Same photo I saw on the wall, same face as mine, and under survived by, it listed her father, Mr. Langley, the old man upstairs. So yeah, the rule wasn't to protect me from him. It was to protect him from me, or whatever the hell I am. Rule number 3, never talk to the old man upstairs. I've tried to forget what happened in that house, but something won't let me. Nightmares started the same week I left. Not the usual kind, either vivid, lucid stuff. I'd be in that dusty room again, standing over the old man's bed. He'd open his eyes slowly and just stare at me, not with fear, but with recognition. Then he'd whisper, "You came back too early." I'd wake up soaked in sweat, chest tight, heart racing like I'd run a mile. But last night was worse, because I didn't wake up in my bed. I woke up standing outside that house again, my feet bare, the porch cold. The door slowly creaked open on its own. I told myself I was dreaming. I had to be, but everything felt real. The wind, the streetlight buzzing overhead, even the chipped paint on the mailbox. I couldn't stop my body from walking inside. Mrs. Langley was waiting in the hallway. Her eyes had no pupils, just white. She pointed upstairs. "He's waiting for you, Jenna." I ran. I don't know how, but I managed to break free of the dream. When I shot up in bed, my phone was vibrating like crazy. Unknown number. I almost didn't answer, but something told me to. Static on the line. Then, the old man's voice. "You left the door open." I hung up, threw my phone across the room. It shattered against the wall. I told myself it was just some leftover trauma, a trick of the brain, stress, anxiety, until I got a knock at my door 10 minutes later. Not a loud one, just a soft 3-tap rhythm, like the kind he used to make on the ceiling. I looked through the peephole. No one was there, but tucked under my door was a photo, a black and white photo of me, sleeping, and in the background, standing in the corner of my room, was the old man. Only this time he was smiling,